Never go there.
I do have to say, I offered to have that Pierre guy come on the podcast.
Really?
He didn't do it. Wouldn't do it. Thought it was too problematic. Or whatever. Jordan told me, I forget what he said, but they were telling him not to do it. Like his advisors were telling him not to do it. Hey, dumbass.
It reminds me of what happened in Canada with the truckers.
Yeah.
I mean, they froze their bank accounts.
Yeah.
Or people who donated to them.
Yeah. People who donated to them got their bank accounts frozen.
How insane.
Insane. And then that same party just won again. Good job, Canada.
Canada's broken. And Canada's broken because we're stupid. Okay? Canada's broken because we're stupid.
WTF.
Here, here.
Oh my God. If they didn't have good bear hunting, I would never go there.
I do have to say, I offered to have that Pierre guy come on the podcast.
Really?
He didn't do it. Wouldn't do it. Thought it was too problematic. Or whatever. Jordan told me, I forget what he said, but they were telling him not to do it. Like his advisors were telling him not to do it. Hey, dumbass.
If they can't talk to you and have a conversation, hold up. You're not grilling people. You're not attacking people. Of
course. Also, like when you look at Canada and Europe, and we're on the same kind of crazy train. They're just a few train cars up. And so that's why you got to pay attention to where they are, because we're going to be there.
I would be open to an argument in favor of invading and occupying Canada on human rights grounds. I'm not joking even a tiny bit.
I mean, really, if you could do that in Venezuela and most Americans support it for good reason, then why can't we do it to Canada for all the same reasons?
How many kids did you molest with Jeffrey Epstein?
More than just elbows.
This is like a safe, the friend zone type thing. It's like, no. And I heard you talk about Kamala saying, you just want to get to know her. Just want to talk to her.
100%. I said, if there's certain things they didn't want to talk about, I don't need to talk about them.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm like, I could talk to you about fucking AI.
You've never been the gotcha guy.
I'm not interested in that.
No.
I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. If I disagree with someone, I just say I disagree with them. I don't attack people. As I've gotten older and wiser in life, I want less conflict. I mean, sometimes you have to be able to disagree in a way that's forceful. But I'm never insulting or attack people.
Right.
And especially this Pierre Poilievre guy, because I don't know how to say his name. How do you say it? No idea. It's a weird way of saying it. Poilievre. I would just ask him questions like, what's wrong? What's wrong with Canada? Like, how did this happen? Why did it go this way? What can be done to reverse some of these things that have been put into place? Like, how did you feel about this? What would you have done differently?
Yeah.
Real simple stuff.
Yeah.
Real simple. I don't know anything about Canada's politics.
Right. It'd be interesting.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear it.
It would have been fun.
Yeah.
But people are just, and this is also why the attacking of people on social media is effective. Like the same thing that keeps people from saying things because they're worried that they're going to be attacked also keeps people from talking to certain people because they're worried about they're being attacked. They'll try to, like, this is one of the things that I felt like Douglas Murray was doing when he was on the podcast, was like trying to gatekeep who I have on. Like, why would you have this person on? Why would you he never even listened to that guy, Daryl Cooper's podcast. Like, I would tell everybody, forget about the politics stuff. Listen to his stuff on Guyana. Listen to his stuff on Jim Jones, the Jim Jones series.
And this is an hour.
Fucking incredible.
Doesn't he do like hours-long discussions? Yeah.
Fear and Loathing in New Jerusalem is something like 30 hours long. Insane stuff. But he's a really thoughtful person, and he delves into all the areas. Let's look at this from the perspective of the people who are in the cult. Look at it from Jim Jones's perspective. Look at it from the nation of Guyana, where he moves there with his fucking cult and kills everybody with Kool-Aid. I don't think it was Kool-Aid. I think it was like a bargain name. It was like some fake Kool-Aid.
Yeah, we don't want Kool-Aid to sue us.
People always say drink the Kool-Aid, but I do. Google that, because I'm pretty sure it wasn't really Kool-Aid.
I mean, there are many, many similarities between Venezuela and Canada. Like Venezuela, Canada is a poor country that has badly mismanaged its vast natural resources that in a functioning state would produce immense wealth. Like Venezuela, Canada does not respect freedom of speech. They're a gross human rights violator. Dissidents are routinely punished. Their lives are destroyed for the crime of offending the government. Like Venezuela, Canada has signaled its allegiance to China, which poses an obvious threat to the security of this entire hemisphere. And like Venezuela, Canada essentially has no military. I mean, all we'd have to do is swoop in, activate the discombobulator thing that they used, and deport Mark Carney to someplace like London or New York, where he spent most of his life anyway. It would be a casualty-free, one-night war, and many Canadians, particularly the ones living in Alberta, would welcome us as liberators. The percent of foreign-born Canadians has been increasing for decades, and it's accelerated even more in the past decade. So there's nothing about Canada's economic situation that should catch anyone by surprise or come out of nowhere. Also, of course, the headline is amusing because they're acting like Alabama is like a third world hellscape. They have some kind of South Park cartoon understanding of the world. In reality, Alabama is a hub for the aerospace industry as well as biotech, defense, cars, and so on. But every time this topic comes up, Canadian politicians act like Alabama is like on another planet or something. Watch.
The bad news keeps rolling in from credible financial experts. This week's Economist, quote, were Canada's 10 provinces and 3 territories an American state, they would have gone from being slightly richer than Montana, America's 9th poorest state, to being a bit worse off than Alabama, the 4th poorest. Alabama. To fix a problem, one has to admit that it exists. Will the government admit that under its policies, Canada is now poorer than Alabama, America's 4th poorest state?
Now, it's obvious this guy, like most Canadians, has never been anywhere near Alabama, which is fine. They're in Canada. But to their credit, the Globe and Mail did venture out to the Deep South. And here's what they wrote in their now viral story. And I promise this is real. Quote, for an ego check, the Globe and Mail traveled to the Deep South to understand how this happened, meaning how Canada became poor. Immediately, it was obvious Alabama is misunderstood. In Huntsville, there are as many Subaru Outbacks as there are pickup trucks. Its economy is booming. The state's unemployment rate is now just 2.7% versus 6.5% in Canada. In 2024, Alabama made nearly as many vehicles as Ontario. The U.S. simply pays more for many senior white-collar jobs, and top personal tax rates in Alabama can be around 40%. Today, they're 53.5% in Ontario. So the Canadian journalists were shocked, positively stunned to see Subaru Outbacks in Alabama. They were expecting that, everybody would be driving a pickup truck in their wife beaters, bottles of Jack Daniels strewn all over the floorboard.
I don't know about all that. Very interesting piece there. Matt Walsh is one to watch.
Smash the like, hit subscribe, get your Canadian federal politics right here.